Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Wedding Girl Talk Live. My name is Lola Akingbade. I'm going to be answering a question that I get all the time. Girl, I just got engaged. What should I do next? I get this question all the time, and I've put together 5 things that I think you should be doing right after you get engaged. Did you just get engaged? Congratulations! I'm so excited for you. Let me see your ring, girl. Show it to me. I'm so excited for you. I was in your shoes like some years ago, and I remember once I got engaged, I called everyone. I called my family, I called my friends. I did all of that because I was so excited. So guys, I know that it's a difficult time to plan a wedding, especially with the pandemic going on, and so many things are up in the air and things change. You know, every day something new is coming out. Like in Maryland, we might be going back to phase 1. It's just changing over and over and over again. But the key thing is just be flexible and be aware of what's going on, okay? But I am going to dive into the 5 things, and I have some good tips for you guys. Number 1, I want you to take a deep breath, guys. Enjoy being engaged. Guys, this is a day that you have been dreaming and dreaming of. I know there's some girls out there that have been dreaming about this day since they hit puberty. Like, did I say that right? Puberty, whatever that word is. Since you turned 12 or 10 or however old you are, or you were. But if regardless of who you are, whether you've been dreaming about it or this is something that just kind of happened, I know you're excited, and I want you to just enjoy being engaged, because once you start talking about the wedding and planning the wedding, it becomes a lot. It can become a lot. You can be talking about the wedding all the time, and you just want to pace yourself, okay? Especially if you have some time before you're going to get married. So like if you're going to get married like in a year's time or 2 years time, try to take at least a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, however long you can. I remember when I got engaged, I shared it with everyone. I was always staring at my ring, and I actually, don't judge me, okay? I actually typed up an email that had all the details of the proposal. Why did I do that? Because I did not want to lose any of the important information in the proposal. I did not want to lose it because I felt like every time I told people about the story of how I got engaged, I would leave one thing or two out of the story, and I was like, you know what, let me just type it out because I want to make sure everyone gets every single detail. Now, did everyone read it? Probably not, but I still did it anyways. So I want you guys to just enjoy that process, okay? And there have been times when grooms have been like frustrated because their bride is like driving them crazy every second, talking about the wedding, like right after they got engaged, and they're like, I didn't expect this. I thought we'll take at least like a few weeks before we start talking about the wedding. So make sure that you take some time and be on the same page with your fiance about it, right? We're gonna take like a week or 2 weeks or whatever the case might be, just to relax and not talk about the wedding. And a lot of times people put pressure on you and ask you so many questions like, oh my God, when is the wedding? Where are you guys going? How many people? Blah, 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 blah. And the questions are endless, right? I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. I want you to pace yourself and just enjoy the process for now. That's the first thing I want you to do, okay? And if you're already in the planning process and you didn't get a chance to enjoy the time before you started planning, it's never too late. Like even in the middle of your planning, if you guys just want to take a time out, you can just, you know, be like, babe, let's take 2 weeks and not talk about the wedding, just so that we can, and you know, just some mental self-care, and not so that you're not so overwhelmed and consumed by the planning process, okay? So it's never too late. Number 2, what I want you to do is come up with a dream or a wish list for your wedding. Now, this would be a list of all the things that you have in mind for your wedding. It doesn't have to be realistic, and don't even think about budgets or time of the year or anything like that. Just think about, do I want to get married at a beach, a destination wedding? Do I want to get married at a church? Do I want to arrive on like a boat? Do I want to be lowered into the reception? We have had one of our grooms actually arrive on a boat before. Yes, we did. We had it in Barbados. So there's endless possibilities. So think about, you know, a list of things that you want. You can do this by yourself or do it with your fiance, but I do want both of you to compare your notes and actually talk about the things that you guys are both, where you guys are alike and where you're not matter like? That would help you in the first few steps as you begin your wedding, because that would help you think about if, for example, if a destination wedding is on your list, then you know that you're not looking in your local area, then you're going to be looking at destinations for your wedding. So it just kind of helps you, for the first steps of the planning. The third thing I want you to do is to think about a wedding budget. Now, this is a ballpark budget. I don't want you to have to go in the nitty-gritty just yet of like photography, video, DJ, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that yet. Just think ballpark. Because I know, especially for people who are just doing this for the first time, putting together a budget might be pretty daunting and pretty interesting, and you may not be ready for that yet. So just think about how much do we have saved, how much do we have saved up for the wedding, how much can we save between now and next year for the wedding, realistically, guys. And if possible, you can also have a separate account that you'll be putting all your funds for the wedding, just so that it's not commingled with your personal accounts. You can actually have, some of my couples have had separate accounts for tracking the wedding numbers or the wedding budget. So you can do that if that would be helpful for you. But I do want you to think ballpark about how much you want to spend on the wedding. And guys, be very realistic with yourselves, because money is one of the biggest stress factors in wedding planning. And that's because a lot of times people they don't put together a budget, they don't think about how much they can truly afford, and they just start booking vendors. And that could be a big problem, because at the end of the day, you might end up being way over how much you want to spend if you don't actually put together a budget to see how much ballpark you're going to be spending on the whole wedding. And if you're going to be getting money from family or friends, make sure you factor that in as well. And guys, please make sure that you're honest with yourself. If you're going to be getting money from other people, you want to make sure that these are trustworthy, reliable people that you're getting money from. Because sometimes, some people can promise you some money and then they don't come through, right? And it's not their fault, right? Maybe something happened, but you want to just make sure that realistically how much ballpark you have to pay for the wedding. The fourth thing I would like you to do is think about your guest count. And I know that is a very interesting task now that we are in a global pandemic, but you guys don't worry, we're gonna figure this out together, okay? And things keep changing every day. So what I do want you to be, do is be very flexible as with regards to guest count. But regarding guest count, what I would like you to do is look up in your county, in your city, in your state, in your country, what are the rules of what is permitted right now for social gatherings like weddings? How many people max are being allowed? So for example, if you're in DC and it says that 50 people are currently being allowed to get married, if for some reason things don't get better with COVID and we're going to remain at this point, who would those 50 people be that I would invite to my wedding? Okay, so think about that first. And then that would be your first plan with regards to the guest list. The second plan I want you to think about is, if COVID is not a factor, who are the people that I would invite to the wedding? Now, you guys, I don't want you to think about this in your head. I actually want you to pick out a pen, get a piece of paper, or even type it up in your computer and write down names. And I say this because there's sometimes people are like, oh, I want to plan a wedding for 100 people. And then they start putting down names and they end up with like ×3 of the original idea. So please, guys, put down names and come up with a draft number. It doesn't have to be final, but at least it gives you an idea of how many people you want at your wedding. And the guest count drives a lot of things. Like if you're going to be planning for a wedding of 300 people, you don't want to be looking at a venue that can only take 100 people, because then it doesn't really help you in any way, right? And you want to save some time in the planning process if you have that figured out. So guys, that's the fourth thing. Think about your guest count and how many people you want to invite. Alright guys, so the fifth thing I want you to do is, drum roll please, hire a wedding planner. Okay guys, that was not a shameless plug. I'm actually being serious, okay? There are tons of great wedding planners out there, but I do want you guys to hire a wedding planner just because it makes life so much easier, okay? It's not because I'm a wedding planner, it's just because it is actually very important. wedding planners have done this over and over and over again. So they have a lot of experience. I tell my couples all the time that I have literally been married over 200 times, because every time one of my couples gets married, I get married too. So I have a lot of experience. I'm able to think on my feet, especially on the day of the wedding. Things happen and you have to kind of make decisions quickly and move on. So wedding planners will help you with tracking your budget. They will help you with making sure that you're on track with all the things that you need to get done before the wedding. But there are some couples out there that are fabulous at planning. And if you're one of those, go ahead, plan the wedding by yourself, but at a minimum, I do want you to hire a coordinator for the day of the wedding. This is because you need to be a bride and a groom at your wedding. You need to be a guest. You need to enjoy the day. You need to dance. You need to drink. You need to do whatever you need to do at the wedding. And if you're busy coordinating as well, you'll be so stressed out, guys. You will be stressed out. So please, at a minimum, hire a coordinator that can take charge of the day and be the point of contact to all your vendors, and just make sure things are going smoothly so that you can actually just take a break and relax on your wedding day, okay? So that concludes the video, but I do have one bonus tip for you all as well. So if you have not already done this, guys, please get that ring insured, okay? Get it insured, guys. It's like driving your car out of a parking or a dealership, right? You just bought a car and you just drive out and you don't call your insurance to add the car to your insurance. That would be a total epic fail, because what if something happens, if it gets damaged, if it gets stolen, then you have to cough up some thousands of dollars just to pay for it. So make sure you insure your ring if you haven't done so already. There are different things out there, different plans that are available out there for you to do. So make sure you take some time to just get it insured, right? Because I've had a couple, the bride actually misplaced her ring. I think either it got missing or it got stolen. I don't remember exactly the details when she was on vacation. Luckily, she had it insured, so she was able to get the ring replaced without having to pay for it. So guys, please insure your ring, okay? So again, thank you for joining my channel. If you have not already done so, make sure you subscribe and make sure you go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can know when new videos are posted. And please share my video. Thank you guys. Bye.